Good morning, everyone. Erin MacPherson here in downtown Annapolis, specifically in Market Square, where we have some flooding happening already today. A little bit last night, definitely worse this morning, and it has been increasing since we've been out here this morning. Now, when I flip around the camera, you most likely will not be able to hear me because it is super windy, super loud, so I'm going to try to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the camera like this right now. So this is Dock Street here in Annapolis. Now this is typically the parking lot where everybody's parking for the bars and restaurants down here, but now it is just covered in water. This area flooded, and it has gotten worse throughout this morning. So we were able to actually walk down this sidewalk earlier today, and now we are unable to because the water levels have risen here. And like I said, it is so windy. You can see the water moving just with those heavy winds happening this morning. And when we were out here earlier, we were able to walk all the way down. So pretty much where that Jeep is down there. I'm going to flip the camera around real fast so you can see. So this road is blocked off. This is Dock Street. Typically a parking lot, not a parking lot today. So we were able to walk all the way down, so we can see that Jeep down there. Yep, that's a Jeep right in that water. The water is up about halfway through the tires on that Jeep. We were able to walk all the way down there earlier this morning. Woo! And then now that water has covered this sidewalk area. But I mean, this looks more like a lake or a pool than a parking lot. And the restaurants over here, the businesses over here have put sandbags up. So over here at Mission Barbecue, but at Dock Street, at the ice cream factory, the water has gotten high enough where it is touching those sandbags, and especially down a little further, those businesses are seeing those sandbags get touched with water. So they're putting those sandbags out there, hopefully to prevent any damage from the water. This is where the water is supposed to be, a lot higher than normal today. And this area right here, the promenade, is usually where I see families and kids feeding the ducks, having a sandwich in the middle of the day, and now it is more like a pool over here. And over on that side where there's a statue, those kids in the statue look like they're swimming instead of being out in the dry area. But the water is significantly high out here, and I have to hold my phone with two hands because this wind is so high. And then no water over here really on this area. So the roundabout, you pretty much can go around, but police have blocked off compromised streets, and the water levels have risen. So I'm going to walk over there in just a second to show you. But this road is pretty clear, just wet from the rain this morning. Around 5 o'clock this morning, it was pouring, but that subsided for the majority of the morning. What we're seeing with these high levels is because of the heavy winds and the high tide. High tide isn't expected. So high tide is not expected until about noon today. So that's when we are expecting to see really heavy high levels of water here. So it's already very high, but expecting to see an increase as the day goes on. It has been increasing this morning slightly. So this is our promenade area over here. We have photographer Trinice over here getting all of the shots this morning, working hard. Her biggest challenge this morning was trying to keep the raindrops and the splatter from the water getting on the lens to make sure we got you some good video. So she has been working hard this morning with all of the elements. So Mission Barbecue starts giving away free food, oh, I will be the first one to let you know. But I don't think that's going to be the case today. So when I was stepping in this water earlier, right here on the crosswalk, it was about at my ankles. A little bit later, it got higher over here. It was almost to my knee right off the curb. Now I am a lot shorter than most, about 5'4", so it's high on me, but not on most people. I just am worried for this Jeep owner over here too. I don't know what's gonna happen with that vehicle. Definitely can't get that out today. And I'm not sure if it was trash day, but some of these trash cans have knocked over and leaving some bags and trash in the water, which we don't love to see, but can't help that. It was at least in the trash bag, or in the trash cans earlier this morning. And a lot of these businesses around here, when we talked with them yesterday, just hopeful that the water didn't rise, hopeful that the predictions were incorrect. But talking with Chief Meteorologist Lynette Charles earlier this morning, you know, it is definitely a concern with these heavy winds really pushing this water in, and with that high tide scheduled for about noon today. We talked with the Annapolis mayor yesterday, who just encouraged people to be proactive, to put sandbags out in front of their homes, to avoid the area today with the heavy winds, this area potentially flooding. We're already seeing some of it flood, so just trying to avoid the area as much as possible. And he was just saying that there is a concern that they're going to see flooding here worse than we've seen in a while. Some saying even that we haven't seen since Hurricane Isabel in 2003. So there is a big concern for severe flooding in this area right now. And of course, we are safe. I'm on a dry area right now. We're able to move and be safe right now, but it is something we are going to monitor. There is also some information for the Anne Arundel County Emergency Management. They released to sign up for their Civic Ready, which is a way that you can get alerts directly to your phone about road closures and just emergency alerts in general. They do more than emergency alerts, but here specifically for Annapolis area and Anne Arundel County, to get those emergency alerts, their Civic Ready is a great way to do that. And of course, us at WMAR, we are monitoring the area and trying to keep you updated as much as possible. So that person just went through here, but this area the water here has risen since earlier this morning. So this area wasn't covered. I was able to walk from here where the statue is. I was able to walk across this street here to our vehicles over on the other side of this circle with no problem, no water. There was some slight water coming up here like it is now onto the sidewalk and onto the roadway, and Annapolis police are out here blocking the road here at Compromise Street. But earlier it was just a little bit on the street, and now it is covering this circle. I would imagine that these police officers are going to close this street soon. We will have to wait and see because people are still going around this circle. Compromise Street is closed, so even further down there we see a police crew down there blocking the road. So the only way, they're not letting people come on this section right here, but some people are still sneaking through at this circle. But like I said, I imagine they will be closing that at some point today. Continue to rise the way that they are. And we talked with some people coming out in the area, and they were just saying how they remembered how bad it was before. And typically in this area, it does flood when there's heavy rain. Typically, this isn't uncommon to see that. A lot of people are aware that flooding can be an issue in this area, but it's the concern of where is it going to be later today and what is going to happen with those heavy winds and that high tide coming just before noon today. I believe Chief Meteorologist Lynette Charles said it was scheduled for about 11:50, so that's something we are going to be monitoring. But Compromise Street closed down. That thing is all water covering the roadway here. Some people have been saying that the statue is a great marker of how high the water has been. So before they were just kind of sitting in the water earlier this morning, and now the water is up to that little girl's waist. So we're seeing that, and of course she's sitting there, but it's been a great marker for us this morning. So it's easier for us to keep an eye on the water levels if we have a marker and can see. So even out here, the benches, they're almost covered with the water, and before it was much lower this morning. I would have been fine walking through here earlier this morning with my rain boots on. Not so much right now. But a lot of people have been coming out to see what's going on, and we understand that you are curious about what's happening in the area. But again, we are expecting this to get worse throughout the day, so you can rely on us to get you videos and pictures safely, to keep you updated about what's going on. So we want you to avoid the area if possible. So we'll give you another sweep of what's going on here before we sign off. And this parking lot is really, it dips down. So at the end over here, there is a little bit more of dry land. So this parking lot dips and then comes back up again. So the other side is pretty dry, but this is kind of just pooling of this water on this parking lot. And it is chilly too. But I am happy it's not raining anymore. Like I mentioned earlier, around 5 o'clock this morning, it was pouring, and luckily it subsided for a while, because that would obviously just add to some of the conditions we're seeing right now. Alerts going on, plan ahead, flooding expected downtown Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the other sign says due to high water, no parking, and that's the Dock Street parking. And then this is just going to be covered pretty soon here. So Trinice and I are probably going to head out of this area. We are parked pretty close to this circle, so just to make sure that we can maneuver safely, we are going to skedaddle out of this particular area for right now, and we will have some crews following up on the conditions here throughout the day today. So just make sure you stay with WMAR-2 News. You can follow us on social media on Facebook, and then tune in this evening on WMAR-2 News. Also, the website will have updates as well, but social media is your best way to get those updates right there. And I tweeted all morning different pictures, so at Erin TV News, if you have a Twitter, you can see all of the updates from the progression this morning. It was a little difficult while we were out here doing our live shots for Good Morning Maryland. It was very dark. Oh, you can hear the wind, I'm sure. It was very dark, so it's a little easier to see right now. That's why we kind of wanted to wait to do this Facebook Live with you, to show you really what the conditions are like. But try to avoid the area if possible. Check out Civic Ready for Anne Arundel County Emergency Management, and just avoid the area if possible, because there is going to be some more flooding happening throughout the day. Stay with WMAR-2 News for your updates. Thanks. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe.